everyone, and welcome to another Menopause Matters Live. And I haven't done one of these for a little while. I haven't done one since, before Christmas, I think. And today we are going to be talking about blood tests and why we're told that they are normal. We might go to our GP and have a set of bloods done and everything comes back normal, but we feel anything but normal. That's what we're going to talk about today. So, have you ever had blood tests done that you thought would come back as something not right, because you just feel like something's off, but deep down, you know that it's not right, but you're told everything is normal? Has that happened to you? If that has happened to you, pop it in the comments and let me know. I can't tell you how many people I've worked with who have been dismissed because their blood tests were absolutely fine. They were told that there was nothing abnormal, yet they were exhausted, they were foggy brained, low moods, loss of motivation, just not feeling like themselves, and yet they're told everything is normal and sent on their way, and they just don't know what to do next. So today I'll quickly explain why this happens and how it connects to your adrenals, your thyroid and your minerals. Now there's obviously lots of other things that can show up in bloods, and lots of other things that are tested for, but I'm going to be focusing on these three areas because these are the ones that often tie in to how you're feeling when it comes to fatigue, exhaustion, loss of motivation, low moods, etc. Plus, at the end, I have something new to share. Well, two things actually, so stay to the end. I'm only going to go for another 10 minutes, so if you want to know about those, I will share that at the end. I've got a couple of free things for you. So why normal isn't normal? Let's first of all talk about reference ranges. So blood tests often or usually, when run by your GP, use averages. So the range that is given, so for example, you might have your TSH tested, and there is a range given, and as long as you fall within that range. Now TSH is thyroid stimulating hormone. It's one of your thyroid markers, and it's the one that the GP normally uses, and they will use a very broad range based on a very wide population range, which means that normal, you might fall into that range and be told everything's normal, but that doesn't necessarily mean it. Firstly, it doesn't mean it's optimal for you, but secondly, it is often so wide that it's picking up people that actually are heading towards thyroid issues, or they have suboptimal thyroid function. It's starting to manifest in their body, so they're getting the symptoms, but they're not at that disease state, which is classified as at a certain level, for example hypothyroidism, and so they're sent on their merry way. And the range is very, very wide. Just to give you an example with TSH, the NHS, it varies from area to area, but it's usually about 0.5 something right up to 5.5, sometimes even 5.6. I had a client who had such clear issues of hypothyroidism. Her TSH was 5.3, and she was told that she was not hypothyroid, and I was quite shocked by that one. It's never normally as extreme as that. So that's the number one, that's the first thing. Secondly, just because you're in range doesn't mean your body is functioning at its best. So even if you are in what is classified as the okay range, it doesn't mean that your body is actually working as it should. And that can then manifest in symptoms and not feeling right, feeling off. So I want to talk about the role of minerals, the adrenals and the thyroid. So minerals, if you've been following me for a while, or even if you haven't, you will hear me talk about minerals a lot, because I specialise in working with mineral balance, because having gone through my own health issues a few years ago, I was already doing this job, but I wasn't trained in the way that I am now in understanding mineral balance. And what I found when I was ill myself and I couldn't get myself well, when I discovered mineral balance, everything changed. And so I started using it with clients. I did training, advanced training, and now I actually teach other practitioners actually how to do this type of work, because I'm very, very passionate about it, because I see the results, and you get results where others can't get results, because unless you're looking at it in this way, you can't look at bloods when it comes to minerals. So minerals are the unsung heroes of your body. Things like magnesium, sodium, potassium. There are many more, but those are three key ones that regulate your energy, your mood, and how your cells function. So if they're off, you're going to feel it. Even if your labs don't show it, you're going to feel it. Now, when it comes to bloods and minerals, the problem we have is that some minerals are what we call intracellular. So they're not floating around in the blood. So when you test the blood, should only be a very small amount. What it's not telling you is what's going on in the rest of the body. So magnesium, for example, the body will keep the range of magnesium and other minerals in a very tight range at the expense of what else is going on in the body, because the blood has to be what we call homeostatic, which is a balanced state. So the body will do everything in its power to keep that homeostatic state. And so it doesn't tell us what is going on in the body. It's not a good indicator of your mineral levels. I had a lady today, so I've just released a new guide, which I'm going to tell you about at the end. That's one of the two things I mentioned. And it's called the 5-minute Exhaustion Breakthrough Guide. I'll tell you about what's in it. And she got a copy of it this morning, and she messaged me on here on Instagram, and she said that it made so much sense because she has low sodium, and she has all the symptoms, and fatigue and other things, and her GP says everything is normal, and she knows it's not normal, and she feels like it could very well be her adrenals. And my guide kind of backed this up. So talking about your adrenal glands manage stress and energy. They are part of the energy production process, and they are the most important glands for stress in the body. If they're overworked, if they are, if you're stressed for a long period of time, or you go through a trauma, or something happens in your life, eventually you will feel exhausted no matter what your blood tests say. Now, you will find that your GP won't even test the adrenals. They don't have any tests really for the adrenals unless they suspect something called Addison's disease, which is quite rare. And then they will tell you that there's nothing wrong with your adrenals. But if you feel like there might be, then there could well be. And then there's the thyroid. Your thyroid is like your body's thermostat. It needs certain key minerals to work properly, and without them you might have all the symptoms of thyroid issues, but your blood labs won't pick it up until it's very severe, as I said at the beginning. The other problem with doctors' labs when it comes to things like the thyroid is that they'll only test 1 or 2 markers. When I do a thyroid panel, I'm looking at 9 different markers, because I want to see every aspect of the thyroid system, not just a couple of markers which only tell you a tiny little bit of the information. It really doesn't give you enough information to make any strategic decisions about what to do. And blood tests don't always capture what's happening inside your cells or account for how stress and lifestyle impacts your health. Now, absolutely, I interpret blood labs, and if somebody works with me, if they've got blood labs and we do the testing that I do as well, then I will look at both. And sometimes if somebody works with me again, hopefully that's okay, again, if we're looking at TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, we will be looking at a range of between 1 and 2. So if you remember, I said the NHS range will be 0.55, 5.6, something like that, right up to 5.5. My range is between 1 and 2. Now, if you're slightly below 1 or slightly above 2, then I'm not going to, just on that basis say that there's a thyroid problem, but I'm going to be looking at the other markers as well, and I'm going to be looking at lots of other things. But that's just to give you an idea. So it can be because the range is you're outside the optimal range, but not outside the NHS range. And it can be that it's just not, it's not optimal for you. Unless we tested tested our bloods right the way through from childhood to adulthood, how do we know what's our normal? That's the other thing we have to bear in mind. And as I said, bloods don't give you the full picture. Certainly when it comes to minerals, they just don't give you enough information on their own. Okay, so if this resonates, I have a brand new upcoming masterclass which is going to be really focused on this whole area, and it's called Minerals, Your Adrenals and Your Thyroid, Why Your Blood Tests Are Normal But You Still Feel Like Crap. That's the title. And in the masterclass we're going to dive deeper into how minerals impact your health, impact your adrenals and thyroid, and how to start to spot hidden imbalances, and most importantly what steps you can take to start to feel better. It's happening on Wednesday, February the 5th, so just not next week but the week after. It'll be at 7:30 p.m. UK time, so that's GMT. And if you're in Eastern time, it's 12 p.m. and you can work it out from there. If you're somewhere else in Europe, it's probably 8:30 p.m. You don't want to miss this if you're feeling out of whack and you don't know why. I'm going to be giving away a lot of really important information. So if you'd like to register, all you need to do is comment live class, and I'll make sure that you get that link. And also, and don't comment now on this post because some reason the comments don't stay. Just wait until I put this recording up, and then you can comment on that. Winnie, if you can put it on the post when I put it live, when I put the recording up, then you'll get it. And I also mentioned my free guide earlier, which is the 5-minute exhaustion breakthrough guide. I've literally just finished it, and it's packed with really helpful information. It's why that lady I told you about messaged me this morning after looking at it. I've given 4 strategies you can start to implement today to get you started on improving your mineral status and on the road to recovery. So if you'd like to get that, you just need to comment the word breakthrough, and you'll automatically receive that guide in your messages. That one will just drop in straight away. And don't forget to sign up for the masterclass. As I said, make sure that you comment live class, and I will make sure you get the link for that as well. All right. Any questions? Let me know. Any comments? If you've watched this and you think, gosh, yes, this is me, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. And I will hopefully see you on the 5th for my live class. And just so you know, I will be going live again next Thursday with a different topic, but the actual masterclass is on the Wednesday the 5th, 7:30 p.m. All right, brilliant. Thanks very much. See you soon. Bye for now.